Producing forms, whether paper-based or on-screen, requires some skill and consideration. Creating paper-based forms includes allowing sufficient space for all forms of handwriting. Screen-based forms can be more advanced, offering drop-down options and immediate online validation. This accuracy is even more important when the database is created, as this function is at the core of any computer system. We saw in the previous video how simple SQL was to speak. It's a consistent, logical language that is so high level that we can almost take a good shot at generating a command after hearing a few examples. Creating a database is an example of this simplicity. To create the database called iLearn used in the previous video, the command, possibly unsurprisingly, was create database iLearn, please. That's it. So beautifully simple. All we need to do now is to set up a table and then add data. The command to create the friends table looked like this. It looks complex until it's broken down across a number of lines like this. Create table friends, item int not null, auto increment primary key. First name varchar, last name varchar, birthdate date, brothers int, sisters int, gender bool, comment varchar. Laid out this way, it may be easier to see that each line describes a field and the data type for that field. The first field is item. By adding the words int not null, auto increment primary key forces MySQL to do some additional work for us. This includes adding an integer, a whole number, that must have a value. It can't be null, and it's automatically added each time we add a record, but don't worry about this for the moment. First name and last name are varchars, variable characters, with spaces for 20 characters. Brothers and sisters are both integers. Integers are whole numbers, here with 2 spaces. This means the database can deal with up to 99 brothers and 99 sisters. Is this enough? Gender is the Boolean value that can be true or false, on or off, 1 or 0. We will see later that MySQL writes this as tiny int, but this can be forgotten for the moment. Finally, there's a text field for comments with up to 40 spaces. If data longer than any of these fields is entered, then it will be lost. So let's add data. Once again, the single line looks frightening, but once split up from a single line, looks like this. Insert into friends, first name, last name, birth date, brothers, sisters, gender, comment. Values, the values shown. This insert lists the field and then the values to be put into each field. There are a couple of things to note here. First, the integer, the number fields, are just that, but characters need to be enclosed in speech marks. The date is entered in the strict format of year, 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 month, month, day, day. Gender is entered as a 1 or a 0, as mentioned before. We can keep entering lines and MySQL auto-increments the item column for us. Let's look. Select star from friends, please. This completes the C in CRUD, creating a new database and creating a new table inside a database. Now U is update. Update friends. Set date equals 2002-12-25. Last underscore name equals Weber, where item equals 3. This is a typical example of the update command, but one big warning. If you miss the where option, every item in the field will be updated. Which brings us to D, delete, which for data is similar to update. Delete friends where item equals 9, please. To delete a whole table, drop table, table name. Or to delete a whole database, drop database, database name. This completes our introduction to SQL.